Do you like alternate balloons rounds, and do you like going up to round 140? Well, this is the video for you. We're going to try and play this with as many chimps rules as possible, and with the exception of support check, which I need to move around some stuff, and don't worry, we will not be using any cash crates or lives whatsoever at all. Anyways, we're going to try and get to the 30 Megapop mark with the Megalodon today. It's been a while since I've actually touched upon the Beast Handler, because I'm not going to lie, it's not one of my favorite towers out there, and I'm sure a lot of people don't really like the Beast Handler that much. It's a very unique tower, you know, having multiple of the same tower to be able to get the best out of it, but that's also its downfall, as well as the fact that you have to spend more money in order to get to where you need to be with the tower in which you want to get a lot of stuff out of. I don't know, it's a really mixed tower, and I do understand why some people don't like it, but for me, I'm sort of in the middle of the road. Not the map middle of the road, but just sort of in the middle of the road with it. I like the concept, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit long-winded to get to where I want to be. Also, now we're going to put down an alchemist. Now, for any alternate balloon chimp-esque run, there are a lot of things you got to be wary of. Number one, lead balloons spawn much earlier, but also number two, in which you've seen so far, camo balloons have spawned much earlier. And you also get more rounds with regrow balloons, which is obviously a very, very fun prospect. Also, you may have seen that we are not having Geraldo as our supporting hero. I know, blasphemous. We're going with Jones for one simple reason. Our Megalodon, or the Beast Handler itself, is going to be in range of Striker Jones, and when he gets to level 8, obviously the Megalodon will receive +5 range, but also +25% pierce, which I think is a very nice thing to have. Speaking of the Beast Handler, let's now put it down. We're going to get the Piranha, but then I'm going to resort to Microraptor and Allosaurus. I'm not relying on the Alpha camo detection when we've got the Ninja here for our early camo popping needs, but we do need another tool at our disposal, and it's even more important here than a normal game of chimps. Cleansing foam. Yeah, the middle path engineer is just so useful in any of these kind of runs. There's so many benefits towards removing regrow property, removing the camo property, and if you have an issue with early lead, then the cleansing foam removes the lead layer of them. Okay, so I do have to be a bit wary of these. Are you going to regrow back into greens? Nope, that's good, because that's a little bit of a worrisome scenario, those regrow greens. Okay, I'm going to put this on strong, so it's always targeting the strongest, most balloon and whittling them down as much as it possibly can. I like these to be at a powerful level, but I need the cleansing foam as soon as possible. It's going to be a while before I even think about purchasing our support Chinook to move these two, but I need these two here in order to start the run here, because we don't have the means of popping both camo balloons and lead balloons early on. I think it's actually impossible to get an all pops alternate balloons chimp scenario where you go all the way from round 6 to 140 and one tower doing all of the damage. I think there is no combination in the game which can actually do that with the kind of balloons that spawn early on. There's just too many things that you need to watch out for, and there's too few muns in the bank in order to actually get to that point. I will get oversized nails in order to increase the pierce of our cleansing foam. I think that is very important, otherwise on certain rounds, especially like round 27, your cleansing foam is going to be pierce capped. Ooh, our first taste of defeat in this scenario. With a little bit better microing, can we do it? No! One blue balloon away! Yeah, I'm going to start up again and not get oversized nails just yet. But I've got the Barracuda now, and now our firepower has now gone up a little bit, which is very important because of the fact that, well, we didn't get oversized nails this time around. We're holding off those until we have the money to do so. Cleansing foam is going to do two purposes around 24. Remove the lead layer and remove the camo property from the single camo lead balloon on the round. Now I would like to get the Arascuda upgrade, but I just don't think our cleansing foam has the pierce in order to actually get through everything. So oversized nails it is. Well, here we go, round 27. Every single balloon on this round is a camo balloon, and not every single one of these will be decamified. So we'll hold these off for as long as possible. I think we should be able to decamify all of the yellow balloons. Thankfully, we don't need them to be even more powerful than usual. There we go. Now we've got that done and dusted. Let us now focus on the regrow aspect of these lead balloons. Right now, I think we should focus on increasing the power of our beasts here. I gave them a nickname I Choose You because of the fact that, well, this beast handler is kind of like a Pokemon trainer where you give your beasts commands and it'll attack, just like a Pokemon does. Just like the Great White takes so long to pop stuff. Round 33 also consists of a lot of camo balloons, but this is a bit of a tamer round because there's only red balloons and blue balloons. Ninja Kiwi really likes to alternate the balloons which are on these rounds. A lot of the time they're harder, but only a minuscule amount of times they are easier. Come on. God, you really need to land your bites more carefully there, Great White. Now, when it comes to a beast in which you're not going to go past tier 2, you always want to get 3 tier 1s rather than 1 tier 2 because you can spread out the range of where you can put, let's say, your dino in this case. I don't want to have too much of a spread because I'm not relying on this Adosaurus too much, but in order to increase your spread even further, obviously you would put them down in different places, but you always want to stick with just 3 tier 1 beast handlers rather than 1 tier 2 beast handler so you can spread it out. Okay, this is actually a round in which I have not calculated properly for. I may need to redo the round because of some of these camo regrow yellows. It's going to take some fettling, but hopefully we can do it. Okay, put some foam over there. Okay, that's really good. Now to put some foam back over here and then back over here. Hopefully that decamifies everything. There are still some over there which hopefully will... There we go. They're all decamified. It was mainly the camo property I was worried about, not the regrow. Especially when this can just insta-kill stuff. Yeah, the Great White can pop lead balloons, which is oh yeah, it's in its description. The Great White will crush balloons, including lead balloons, in its jaws. Yeah, I wonder if I need to work out if this thing can pop lead balloons. I think the description can give you a big clue. The answer is yes. Yeah, so I know the Orca can, but can the Great White can? I'm going to call you Sharpedo. Sharpedo is a shark Pokemon in the Pokemon universe, in case you're wondering. Right, we are now at maximum power with our Great White, which means it will be able to instantly kill a Moab class balloon. Otherwise, it just thrashes about without grabbing it into the ocean. Although we haven't placed down Striker Jones, which I'm going to do now before I forget. We don't want to leave our military general out of this, do we now? Well, you're just going to face a bit of wood for all of eternity. I'm sorry, my mans. But your only purpose is range and pierce increase for our beast handler. One of our villages is going to be a homeland defense and the other one is going to be a primary mentoring. But before we do all of that, I do want our beast handler over here to have camo detection. At the very least, you will go up to call to arms and homeland defense at some point throughout the run. Just not right now. We don't need MIB because, well, both of these have normal damage type. Actually, it doesn't say that you can pop frozen balloons. Or you. That is a good question, but we're not creating frozen balloons, so that's not a problem. At the very least, not in this video. But I think I can just aim you away now since I don't require your services for lead balloons or camo balloons anymore since you have camo detection. my dear beast handler. But one thing that will greatly benefit at the moment because of numbers problems and also yellow problems is a glue gunner of some kind. Now, not just any glue gunner. I want it to be just a 032, to be honest. This is all we need for the game. Just a way to slow down the horde. I'm not too worried about Mel class balloons at this given point in time because they're not really a problem, and we can just insta-kill them at the moment anyway. So, not a problem to say the least. It just feels like it just transformed into a dinosaur. I'm going to call you Croconaw. Hell yeah, just what I love to see, a whole bunch of pink balloons slow down. Excellent. Gotta get the Orca next. What's quite annoying about trying to get Megalodon is that we require this to be an Orca, along with 3 other beast handlers which have merged with this beast handler to also have an Orca, which means it's going to cost about 54,000 to have 4 orcas, and then another 48,600 on top to get the Megalodon. So this tier 5 is not really 48,600, it's about 100,000. But it is really worth it though, because the Megalodon is just so powerful. People have used it in boss events as like the only thing to do damage against boss balloons. It's really stupid. Also, going up to Orca, we have increased range now, which means we can hit Mile class balloons which are over here, which is good. You know what? If we're going to have these 2 discount villages, I'm also going to put down our helipad over here, lock you in place over here, and then use the benefits of that to get the support Chinook a bit sooner so that we can move both of these out of the way, because at the moment both of them are stolen around 5.5k, more than that, and it will increase as long as they are here. Not cool whatsoever. It'll be a while before we get overclocked. We're going to get Megalodon first before we get overclocked, to be honest. Round 60, just it takes one move and it's all gone. Here's a weird fact about the Middle Path Engineer's interaction with the Beast Handler. Now, on launch, when the Beast Handler was first introduced, Overclock and Ultra Boost used to be able to benefit the birds, but ever since a patch in the same update, I think, Ninja Kiwi removed the Overclock and the Ultra Boost ability to be able to benefit birds. Also, this is a good reason why to have a glue gunner like this, because of round 63. All of the ceramics are fortified, except the ones that spawn from the Moab. Unless the Moab itself is fortified, but this just chucks them into the deep blue sea. No, it's not meant to be a SpongeBob reference. Right, here is the support Chinook active. Now, what I'm going to do is just a little bit sneaky. I'm going to put you on the top right here so that we can move one of our towers out of the way here, ready for the following round. I just know that that ceramic is going to be in the way at some point. Hold on, I've got a different idea. When you're grabbing that BFB, there we go. Now we're going to move it while everything else cannot damage the BFB because it's just been insta-killed by the Orca. You know what, I will put you down bottom left again. I think that's the best spot for it, really. And grab the fortified ones there. And once you are ready to be devoured, everybody, I'm just going to simply drag you all over. And we're going to call it a day with the draggings, if you get what I mean. Okay. Now? Yeah, now. You didn't get a single bit of damage, which is good. But unfortunately for these two, oh gosh, over 7k, that's not good. Now, whatever we do, we must not press this button or press 5 on the keyboard. Put you up to Great White, put you up to Great White, put you up to Great White. And then next we're going to get ourselves 3 more orcas. We're going to be here for a while, and hopefully by, I don't know, it could be like till round 95 we'll be able to get ourselves the Megalodon. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of orca action. You know what? I think you're a Palafin combined with a Sharpedo because of those teeth. and the fact that Palafin is really powerful, especially in its hero form. And we're going to have ourselves a Moab glue. Also combine it with glue splatter. Now, this is not a spot I would normally put the Moab glue in, but being nearby Jones will give our glue splatter even more balloons per shot in which it can glue, which is very beneficial. You have 25% extra pierce. That takes it up to 8, I believe, in which it can glue splatter, which is going to be very helpful on around, like, I don't know, around 139 with a humongous amount of BFBs, by the way. It's the same as a regular around 139 scenario, but rather than Moabs, it's BFBs. Right, that's the second Orca out of 4. Just another 27,000 to spend before we can actually buy the tier 5 we need. Now, what about all of these camo rainbows? None of them are even regrows as well, which makes round 79. I also think this makes round 79 a bit easier because of the fact that they're not regrow rainbows, but just camo rainbows, which is good. We can deal with a bit of camera action at this point because of radar scanner, but there's not always a very consistent way to be able to prevent regrows, unless of course you fill the entire track with grow blockers, but that's not financially beneficial towards our endeavor, especially since the fact that we still need another 27k and then another 48.6k for a Megalodon, but again, it's well worth it. Oh, okay, we are not at max capacity for our Orca, which means it cannot instantly kill a ZMG, but we will be able to do so at some point. Don't you worry. You're not going to stay immune for it. Oh yeah, I put you on strong for some odd reason. Okay, we're getting ready. Let's put you up to Orca. So we still need another 62,100 monies overall in order to get ourselves for Megalodon. Oh dearie me, but the only good thing is that Alternate Bloon Rounds does provide us with a little bit more cash than usual. Sometimes rather than a BFB, it's a ZMG, which means even more ceramics to farm money from. Right, here's the final Orca we need. We are now ready to purchase the Megalodon. When we have that money, that is. For the past few times now, I've been complaining about, like, money and all that. Like, I know we're gonna get it, but sometimes it feels like the waiting game is just so long, but it feels like it goes on for eternity. Here's one step, here's another step, here's a third step, here's step 4 into completing the Megalodon. Well, I think whenever we get you, it's like a combination of Waylord and Sharpedo. Sharpedo has entered the body of Megalodon, so it's got the size of a Waylord, but the jaw strength and damage of a Sharpedo. Right, time to instantly nom you ZMGs now. Now, if it thrashes among other ZMGs enough times, it will downscale them to BFBs. And then because of the downscaled versions being weaker than the parent, it means sometimes you have scenarios where you spend a lot more time than necessary in order to get all of these. Like, sometimes it feels like it takes just as much time to take care of a ceramic than it does with a big fat ass crustacean there. Right, they've added another ZMG into the mix here. Rather than 4 ZMGs on round 87, you got 5 of them. Exhilarating gameplay. Perhaps I should have added another one in, just to make it 50%. Okay, so round 88 is the first round in which we get DDTs on in an alternate balloon scenario. You can't completely remove the chimps, or sorry, you can't completely include the chimps rules because there are certain towers in which you need to downscale. Like, you can't get Pirate Lord. Monkey Pirates is like the equivalent to just popping the balloon by itself though. But also you can't get Merchantman. You can just go down to discount, sorry, monkey commerce with the monkey villages because you can do that in chimps anyways. And we're using the honor system with the helicopter because we need to use the support Chinook in order to move stuff around in which I needed to do so. Obviously I can't sell this. I can't use powers. I've only got 1 life, and everything else that constitutes towards a chimps game. I should have introduced that at the beginning of the video, really. Although we are kind of struggling now with everything that is going on here. We are really starting to feel the weight of this challenge with the fact that we are still 15k away from the Megalodon. And it feels like I am really struggling to try and keep up with the increasing difficulty of this challenge. But nothing like a good old challenge, especially when we are at the jaws of victory. I know that's not what the saying is, usually it's jaws of defeat, but I am the one wielding the jaws. Ah, fortified DDTs around 93. Joyful, very, very joyful. And very delicious. I feel like with the top path and the middle path, it's just a very similar philosophy of just chomping and shaking about your opponents to death. Whereas with the bottom path, it's grab, peck, and some utility because you can relocate where the balloons are. Right, put you on strong for a little bit just to try and get as close to the Megalodon as we possibly can. Maybe need to put you back on first for a little bit and then strong again. Okay, now we've got the Megalodon, the big old fish in the sea. I'm going to call you Whale Sharp. Actually, Sharp Lord is even better. So the only thing we're going to do now is increase your power level up to max. So how do we do that? We're going to get 6 great whales, starting with these 3. And then we're going to add another few into the map so that then we will be able to get you up to power level 132. We could just increase these up to orcas, but that takes up too much money. That uses up too much moolah, and we are about that efficiency. Good, you didn't pop. Right, now we get ourselves another one of these. We just need one more great whale, and then we are there. So we're going to snug this little spot here if we can do it, please. Can we do it? Yes, we can. And also with round 99 at the very end, here's a bad. Here's one whale versus another whale. And obviously the blue whale prevails over the purple whale. Did you not know that? Obviously the fortified bad takes a bit longer to drag in because it's got twice as many layers to get through. Okay, now we are at max capacity and we have ourselves a overclock. You know what? We will get pinned for the lols. This is going to sound really strange, but I'm going to exit out of this and then go back into the game so that our overclock is reordered, because I put this down before any of the other things which has an ability like Striker Jones and the Heli. It always goes down to when you come back into a game, what order in which you put down the towers in, not when you brought the upgrades. When you exit out of a game, you re-enter the game. It's not a completely separate game. There's no cut or anything like that. You see everything exactly here. But some people think that because the abilities are in a different order, therefore it's a different game. That's just not the case. Oh my god, it nearly insta-killed all of those fortified BFBs. Yeah, this thing is an absolute monster. Put you on strong. We're just able to take out the DDTs in the process. Oh, these sharks have got nothing on you. You are definitely the biggest fish in the sea, and none of these turtles can stand up to you as well. And by the way, when you overclock and ultra boost, increases the thrashing speed, so therefore you're able to get more damage output. And this little dinosaur is like, you know what, I'm just chilling here. I sometimes chomp on a ceramic if it gets to me, but you know what? I'm just vibing. You know what? We will give you something to do. You're going to nibble on these big targets while the big fat blue thing in the middle is going to do all the damage. Mom, can we buy Jaws and then the other Jaws movies as well? Don't worry, little one. We've got the Jaws movie at home. Meanwhile, the Jaws movie at home, build yourself a Megalodon in Bloons Tower Defense 6. And watch go absolutely ape shit against all of these balloons. Yeah, some part of me thinks that this is not even remotely fair against the balloons. If we ever see a nerf to the Megalodon, I can truly understand, because this thing is just, I think it's probably the most powerful of the Beast Handler tier 5s, just because of the enormous amount of damage, and up to a certain point it can instant kill a bad. Obviously the rounds differ because it might be a regular bad or a fortified bad. Yeah, these shark DDTs have absolutely nothing against the king of all sharks, the Megalodon. Right, I've actually completely forgotten. I can actually afford the Ultra Boost now. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I wonder if I can get all times 10s on this thing. I wonder if I can. Plot twist, I will. Do we even need the pierce and attack speed increase from this to complete this scenario? I'm gonna get it anyways. Now it's gonna take longer to thrash this about, as you can tell. Goodbye, dear friend. And with this further increase in our thrashing speed, I don't think the ceramics are gonna make their way. I said the ceramics are not gonna make their way through, but I guess some of them have ignored my request. Right, what is your favorite thing about the Megalodon? Put your answers in the comment sections below. But more important than that, if you like what you're seeing and you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you do not miss out on when I upload a new video, because when update 49 comes out, you're going to bet that I'm going to be covering many Megapop scenarios and 2TC scenarios, which covers the different tier 5 Desperado towers, although with a blazing sun, yeah, it's going to be very difficult with that because it's only got one pierce. I think that's, oh my god, all those DDTs! Even at tier 5, I think the top path is going to be really difficult to pull off on a 2 Megapop scenario, or even more so a 2-towered chimp scenario. Well, that's where the Flying Fortress comes into play, isn't it? I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm ultra boosting our Moab glue here. You know, because we can. And this thing is powerful enough as it is without needing the overclock aspect applied to it when we got the permanent attack speed boost from this. Right, 5 more rounds until the end of this scenario. Do you think we'll be able to complete this scenario? I think we will do. We've gone past the most difficult aspects of this game now. Actually, once we got the Megalodon, then all of the difficulty is just thrown out the window. Especially when the bads can just be insta-killed like this. Like, this is not remotely fair. But if you do get to a certain round, you'll notice that this thing will no longer grab the bad and sink into the ocean. It will actually struggle against it. But the damage is still very colossal nonetheless. Colossal. Just like the description says. Okay, this is a round in which a huge amount of PS is required. Okay, homeland defense. Yeah, for some reason, I don't think we really need the homeland defense. 540 left. Okay. We've got another glue gunner. Hey, you right there? You enjoying your snack? Good for you. And there we go. That goes into the ocean. And then we're going to deal with the... the thrashing does more than the grabbing and pulling into the ocean. And from there, we nearly got 29,950,000. Yeah, probably with a little bit better manipulation and microing at the beginning of the game, I could have gotten this up to over 29.95 million pops here. But if there was one wish I would grant, well, give Ninja Kiwi to grant for me is add another bad or something on round 140, or add a bad on like round 138. Like, just put a fortified bad or something on another round or so you can get this over the 30 million mark. But then again, it's meant to be alternate. It's not meant to follow the rules of a normal game. Like with going up to around 140 in a regular scenario, that ends with 23,095,000 pops or so. Or something along those lines. It's just like, we're just under 30 million. That's like, you're just on the edge of glory here. But then again, that's just me being picky. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below, and soon it is going to be more than just a birthday party. By the way, this game has hit 7 years old recently, which is really, really good. And there's also an opportunity as well at the moment for you. If you want a map to be created within the game, you can submit your own community map within the Reddit post that Ninja Kiwi's made recently regarding map creation. I think like 3 of them are chosen by Ninja Kiwi in order to be put forward. It's part of their 7-year anniversary map competition sort of thing. Yeah, 3 winners will be chosen by Ninja Kiwi, and we'll keep you updated as the competition goes. And the deadline is 29th of June, New Zealand time at 11:59 p.m. So, yeah, we've only got a little bit of time, and they'll be compiled together throughout the rest of 2025 and 2026. So, yeah, that's something to look forward to. 3 winners. So, that means 3 community maps to be added to the game. There is one particular map by the community in which I really don't like. I like the aspects of covered gardens though. I prefer that over geared. It just feels like a lot of the times my towers are useless on geared when they're all down here. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and if you're looking forward to update 49 like Red Sorter is, which I managed to get the code of by purchasing a plushie from Epic Drops, order the Dark Monkey from Epic Drops, and then you'll be able to get a code for Red Sorter and a code for some powers and some Insta Monkeys, all that good sort of stuff. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, people.